From Careco TV, one of the longest-running outdoor programs on television today. Exploring the country and the coast in search of adventure. From the mountains of the Great Northwest to the shores of the Atlantic Ocean, this is Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. Welcome to Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin. This week, we'll meet up with Wade Middleton and Clark Wendlandt on Lake Sommerville in Texas for a perfect timing spring fishing. But first, we head to Four Amigo Ranch, just outside the Texas-Mexico border city, Eagle Pass, and meet up with Keeton Eoff from Hobie. He's testing out Hobie's new Mirage Drive 180, the biggest evolution yet in kayak fishing.
This week I'm fishing in far south Texas. What Piedras Negras would be the Mexican side, right across the Rio Grande. I'm down here in South Texas. We've had a really mild summer so far, but about 3 weeks ago it hit. So it's 100 degrees. It's a little humid because we've had some rain, but it is flip-flop weather and it is fishing weather. So I got the opportunity to get on the lake today, catch some bass in the grass on a frog. Also got to use the MD 180. Now this is a new twist. You know, the heart of our brand is the Mirage Drive, and that's what propels us forward each and every year. You'll see it on the water. You'll see what the MD 180 can do, see how it's going to apply to you and what it's going to do for you to make your day on the water that much better. Now the Hobie Mirage Drive goes the other direction. And this direction. And hopefully that's the direction the fish are. Ain't big. Whew. Those guys are pretty. That wind needs to die down a little bit because it's blowing me all over the place. Bye-bye. All right, maybe stay on. Stay on, brother. Right under the boat. Calm down. Calm down. Stay on, bubba. Man, that was fun. And the way it worked with the 180. And it's just a little lever mechanism, so it's really easy. You've just got forward and backwards. Go backwards, pull the lever, go forward. And it's that easy. Reverse. You know, since this was really my first experience with the MD 180, I didn't know what to think. Now I had it in my mind. I'm gonna be able to back in and out of these areas, and I'm gonna be able to do this. And that wind made it challenging sometimes just to experience it, because you got 35 miles an hour blowing across the water. It can be a little frustrating no matter who you are. It's moving your kayak a lot, moving it quickly. But because boat positioning is key, being able to back up, reapproach, and re-hit things, make a three-point turn if you need to, is critical. That one took a little nicer. These are such pretty fish down here. Green grass, clear water. Pretty bass. I'd worked my way back around out of the wind, and I'd let it kind of, the wind had lulled again, and so I started moving out across this point. These fish jump up and grab these dragonflies. Perfect. Perfect. Come on. There he goes. Got him. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a good fish too. Come on, out of that junk. Oh, reverse drive. Check this out. This is where you use your reverse. This fish is deep in the muck, and I can reverse back and stay out of it. Let him play in the grass. He's got it all tangled, all over him. Oh, yeah. Oh, sweet. Chill out now. I need you to chill. You're not, yes. Yes. A fish slap after dragonfly. threw right back in there. 7.5, 8 pounds. Beautiful, beautiful fish. And my reverse drive, the MD 180, bam, back up. He didn't get to drag me in there. That was the whole beauty of this. And that's the way I thought it would work. Guys, I cannot wait till you get to try this new product. It'll be in 2017 model Hobies. It'll be in the Outback, Pro Angler, Revo, all of our Mirage Drive boats. And it's a game changer, and you saw it right here with a beauty of a fish. Whew. Look at that, baby. Goodbye, brother. So go to HobieFishing.com, check out the Hobie lineup, check out the Mirage Drive, the new MD 180. We can go back as fast as we can go forward. It's pretty good. Practice your 3-point turn you learned in driver's ed. I'll see you.
Hey, stick around. We'll join Wade Middleton and Clark Wendlandt down in Texas for some springtime bass fishing.
It's in our stomping grounds and our playground. It's in our sights and our commitment. It's in him, it was in them, and it will continue with her. It's in my nature. Is it in yours?
Gill that I've used for the last 5 years has been a far superior product than anything else on the market.
The main thing that's really important to me is me being dry. I've been wearing gill suits now for 3 years and never once have I gotten wet.
Engineered to excel, the Ranger Z500 and Z100 series are built for the ultimate ownership experience. It's a commitment to excellence packed with real-world advantages and exclusive features. Experience the accelerated performance standards of the legendary Ranger Z series. From first light to last cast, they're put together to set you apart. Yamaha Outboards. Reliability starts here.
At Yamaha, reliability is a family tradition. Meet the next generation. 4 new advanced technology-inspired inline 4-cylinder performers. Bred from the reliability and boater satisfaction that is part of Yamaha's DNA. They prove that when power gets lighter, faster, stronger, and smarter, boating gets even better. And more satisfying for boaters like you.
Let's get down to business. Quiet, you sons of fishes. Now, what?
I'm switching sonar.
Why?
Because now I can see fish swimming live in front of my boat. I even see fish attack my lure. Y'all's sonar's just history. I'm out.
I'm with him.
Oh, nice shot.
You put the cool in life. We put the cool in coolers. Arctic ice. Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Garmin. Fight your fish, not your fish finder. Cabela's, it's in your nature. Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. And by Hobie, Hobie Fishing Mirage Drive pedal systems. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. We're joining Wade Middleton and Clark Wendlandt on Lake Sommerville, Texas for some early spring fishing, one of their absolute favorite times to be on the water.
You know, one thing I always kind of pay attention to, I'm talking about all over the state of Texas, is you know, where fish are biting, where's a really great fishery at a certain point in time. And what I heard I heard Lake Sommerville was really good. So I had the opportunity to come over here, and all I did was just fish shallow cover. And what I really wanted to do, though, was come over here during the spawn and see if I could catch a big one. I tell you what, I love any day, but when you get this time of year, you know, right around the spawn, and you get these warm days, you got that warm wind kind of blowing on you, you know they ought to be biting.
When you walk outside, some days it just feels like your day, and when you walk outside this morning, you're like, they're chomping. They're chomping. And you know, if you're fishing in a tournament on a day like today and you don't have them, you're falling in the standings every moment.
That's exactly right. Okay, well, there's an island right there. It's pretty much way over there. I mean, it's about 5 miles probably. I'd run straight to that. Fish and start on the very right point of it. He came totally airborne.
He did.
That was a pretty good fish.
That was a really good fish.
God. I mean, sometimes that's just going to happen. You're going to have them, you know, you're fishing thick cover and you're going to get a bite like that and you're not going to get him out of it.
I like to use, you know, fluorocarbon in this. I don't want to use the braided line. A lot of people probably think, you know, why not braid here? But it just digs into this. You're going to get hung.
And I totally agree. That's a good point. You know, one thing I always have thought is I feel like if I can get away cover-wise when I'm fighting the fish with fluorocarbon, then that's probably what I prefer to use, flipping. And most people probably go straight to braid. If it's thick stuff, we need braid, but you can get them out of this right here.
You got enough broken stuff. I love to use braid in the grass, but if I can get away with it, like you said there, that's what I want to go to.
Get him, Wade.
Boy, he was there the whole time.
That's a start. Anyway.
That's a start. You said we'd catch one over there. That's a start. I was hoping he's going to be about a 9-pounder, and then you could have ragged on me a little harder, letting him swim like 9 feet out from the reeds. When you have to go about halfway through it, get him, Wade.
Personally, I love getting together with Wade and fishing, and we both like the shallow water kind of hand-to-hand combat flipping. It's always something that we both do and we both enjoy doing it. We like being in the front together. He'll give me just enough room, you know, he makes a flip and he'll give me enough room where I can make a flip behind him. To me, it's always been a fun day. We've always had fun fishing together. Got him. That sucker came up and
he came up and ate it, didn't he?
He sure did.
See, and those other bites I've had have been like that the last couple.
That one, I mean, it was coming, you know, up over something and he bit it.
I mean, he swirled.
They ought to be biting. I mean, we're just right before front. Water temperature 60. I mean, they ought to be coming right now.
Yeah, I think it's been pretty good. We've only been out here a little over an hour, probably of true fishing time. And I don't know how many bites we've had, but we've had quite a few.
Quite a few, yeah.
Coming up, Wade and Clark are continuing to fish through thick cover, looking for big bass. Stay tuned.
From the makers of Bubba Blade comes the Bubba Blade Fishing Pliers. No matter where you're headed to fish, this tool will become an integral part of your tackle box for many years to come. They feature our patented no-slip grip handles, just like our Bubba Blade knives, ensuring that this tool will stay firmly anchored in your hand. In addition to the handles, these pliers feature a super tough cobalt cutter and convenient split shot and leader sleeve crimping cutouts. The ultimate in control, strength, and durability. Bubba Blade.
Engel's got the original high-performance cooler and a whole lot more. Engel coolers, go with the original.
There's two things between an angler and the fish, the sun and the bugs. Sawyer's line of sunscreens and bug sprays keep you focused on the fish. Sawyer's Stay Put sunscreen formula bonds with your skin for a more comfortable and better level protection. And picaridin insect repellent will only harm the bugs, never your fishing gear. Also, Sawyer permethrin repels and kills on contact over 55 species of insects. You're already outdoors. Sawyer keeps you there.
Heavy duty, rugged, and designed for the big game hunter and angler. The Food Saver Game Saver Titanium Vacuum Sealer has the power and performance to seal in the freshness of your game and fish for up to 3 years, 5 times longer than standard storage methods. And with its extra wide dual and repetitive sealing capabilities, that's a ton of big game savings. Tough tested and rated 4.8 out of 5 stars by outdoorsmen just like you. The Food Saver Titanium System, it's a true game changer.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, is brought to you by Yamaha Marine. Reliability starts here. Big Bite Bait, designed to bring the big bite to your line. And by Sunline, the strength to guarantee your confidence. Welcome back to Americana Outdoors. Today, Clark and Wade are fishing on Lake Sommerville, Texas. It's a U.S. Army Corps of Engineers reservoir on Yagua Creek in the Brazos River Basin, about 10 miles northwest of Brenham, Texas. Lake Sommerville has been stocked with species of fish intended to improve the utility of the reservoir for recreational fishing.
When I went to college at Texas A&M, about 30 miles north of Lake Sommerville was kind of one of the lakes that you fished when you were at A&M. And I spent a lot of time on this lake. It's an incredibly good white bass fishery. It's got tons of bait in it. They catch a lot of crappie, they catch a lot of catfish here. The bass fishing can be really good. It's always been good over all the years I fished here when there's enough cover in the water to actually hold those bass. I think the rest of the time there's plenty of bass, but they're out, chasing the schools of bait like white bass do, and they're not in the cover. Right now, you can actually catch them because they're in the cover. And when you see this lake right now, when you're looking at that shallow cover, what you're thinking is that those fish are gonna be, you're either gonna catch them flipping or you're gonna catch them with some kind of weedless bait, like a swim jig, some kind of vibrating swim jig, something that you can actually reel through that cover. And, flipping really probably was the best technique. It felt like the kind of day that something like a swim jig would work really well, but I think they were probably just locked down on beds. And when they're locked down on beds, they just won't chase a bait and bite it like they should.
Come here, buddy. He was back here in one of them pockets you were talking about. Back in the cover a little bit more. Yeah, when you see that broken stuff like that, you just feel like you need to slow down.
That's right. You do feel like you need to slow down. You just got so many more places to fish. The technique we really used today the most was flipping. And when I say flipping, we use fluorocarbon line. Both of us favor fluorocarbon line. I was using a Tournament ZX flipping rod, arachnid reel to really be able to wind that line up fast. And what we notice is when you get a bite in that shallow water, that fish is coming at you really fast. And you need a reel that will wind up and catch up to him. If you don't have that, you're gonna lose some fish during the day. Get him, Wade. That's a good one.
Little better bass there. Yeah. Get up there. Son.
Look at the belly on that guy. That just makes me happy right there.
That just makes you giggle, doesn't it? Makes you giggle. I like that. When you get on a good flipping bite, that's just so hard to not enjoy, isn't it?
I love it because it's like, it's hands-on combat. It's kind of the way I see it is. You've got to make good pitches and a lot of them. It's not one cast every once in a while. It's actively making a good presentation to get a bite.
Yeah, it's my favorite way to catch them. It's hard to catch them like that a lot of times nowadays, though. It just seems like people have gotten, pretty dialed into all the techniques and the places to find them that when you get on a good flipping bite, it's something that I just get so excited about. Come out of there, buddy. Same kind of bite I had on that other one, Clark. I just picked up, just barely there.
And that just happens during the spawn a lot.
Yeah.
And it's just one of those kind of characteristic things.
One of those things you kind of got to learn your way through and understanding as a fisherman even that this is, is what's going on. I know when I can remember fishing in Texoma and I was like, God, these fish are just barely biting one time. Then I finally figured out what was going on when I was a lot younger. And once you learn that and get a feel for it, it helps you to understand it that every year, this time of the year, that's what's gonna go down.
You know, as far as the bait selection goes, we're just fishing a small creature bait. For me personally, I'm throwing a Strike King Rage Bug, but just something small, green pumpkin. What weight were we fishing? About 5/16 to a 1/4 ounce weight, just depending on how much wind there was, but 5/16 for the most part. And you know, for me, I'm using a Tournament ZX flipping rod. It's a very sensitive rod. It's made for flipping, and it's also made to get those fish out of heavy cover when you get a bite. We also caught some on a swim jig. You know, I threw a frog a little bit, didn't get any bites, but when I picked up that white swim jig, those shad just kept flicking in shallow water. It felt like they should really chase that bait. And we did get some bites on it. It seemed like they started biting better and better as the day went on. Probably caught 6 or 8 fish on a swim jig, but still the best technique was flipping.
You smacked him one there.
That's a little guy, but I picked up a swim jig just to, you know, there's a lot of shad moving around. We've seen a lot of little kind of flipping around, and it just seems like, you know, maybe they'll bite a winding bait. We've got a great day for it.
That's the side right there, up and down him. He's just scarred up everywhere.
Yeah, he really is. Little bitty one. Little bitty one. Wade catches the good ones.
I've been on the opposite side of this many, many times. Where
and it could always turn.
It turns pretty quick. I've learned enough fishing with you that you don't wake the sleeping monster.
Americana Outdoors will be right back after these messages. Hobie kayaks provide the ultimate lightweight fishing platforms that will offer anyone what they want when it comes time to hit the water. Hobie kayaks' commitment to innovation, quality, and owner satisfaction is unparalleled in the industry. So when it's time for you to go kayaking, remember there's only one name to remember, and that's Hobie Kayak.
The art of the hunt is not painted with a broad brush. Its eye is in the details. The note on the refrigerator, a set of broadheads, tried and true, the well-worn boots, soaked in doe estrus, and a Garmin Rhino, the only GPS with two-way radio. Clear the rhubarb out of the freezer. It's whitetail season in Rhino country.
What I love about the Bradley smoker is that it cooks everything perfectly and it holds all the juices in.
So today we are going to be smoking some barbecue ribs, some venison sausage, and some dove, which is awesome.
You will never grill me doves again. I have to have them in the Bradley smoker. I would prefer to use the Bradley smoker every time I cooked. Well, that's really true because I love this thing. No lie. For more recipes, log on to bradleysmoker.com.
When I talk about Sunline, I think of one word: confidence.
Sunline FX2 is what I use for all of my frogging and flipping.
S61 braid, which braid plays a big part in fishing line.
Shooter, I'm going to use in those close quarter deals like flipping and pitching.
One of my favorite techniques in fishing the tournament trail is to fish offshore ledges.
We have taken the questions out of the equation.
Take my word for it. It works. It works, dude.
Americana Outdoors, presented by Garmin, has been brought to you by Bubba Blade, the ultimate sportsman's knife, Power Pole, swift, silent, secure, and by Spro, sports professionals.
You know, flipping up in the reeds is really fun, and any kind of flipping, because you're basically trying to get in there, and it's all about the presentation you make to the fish. And every time you reel it in and flip again, and if you watch, you know, we make a whole lot of presentations during the day, and as we do, you got to make just the right presentation to get a bite. It makes it fun on every cast.
Golly. I caught him out of the dirt and he stayed on top of it.
Yeah, no, he did. That was pretty awesome fish, though. Because what happened was when he bit you, he just started mowing cane down.
He looked like about a 40-inch redfish.
Yeah, he did.
That was awesome. It never gets old when you can catch them with a short line in your hand, does it?
That's fun.
You just
full contact fishing.
It is. That is fun right there. God, these fish are fat. Go back there, buddy. You know, anytime you can make just a pitch of about 10 or 20 feet in there and the line jumps and you feel that bite, just like that. Another good one. How good's that one? I think that's a good one. Oh yeah. Like I was saying, anytime you can get 20 foot of line out and one cracks it like that, that's a good time.
That's a nice one. Look, I caught him outside the mouth too. He popped that thing, you know, so hard when he bit it, but yeah, you know, we've been fishing a little bit farther out and the water warmed up about 2 degrees back in here, and you know, it may be the right deal. We'll see. There's one. You got it? Little guy. I keep thinking with the kind of day we got, the swim jig's gonna really turn on, but it hadn't come for big fish by any means. You know, today's actually my birthday. I mean, you know, Wade asked me to come fish. I thought, hey, that would be a great birthday present. He and I get to go out on the lake together, and we'll get to go see if we can catch some fish, and we had a lot of bites today. It was a ton of fun. I love fishing, and it always seems like I get to fish on my birthday.
Pretty good one. A bass.
Well, that was a light bite. You've talked about that on several years.
Come in here.
Good fat one.
Funny, those fish up there we've been catching like that have been like that.
Fat, healthy.
I like them.
That's fun.
Shattered.
And that is the end of their spring fishing day. After 5 hours of fishing and 1 trolling motor, Clark and Wade call it a day. Hey, see you next time on Americana Outdoors, after we fix our trolling motor. For any additional information on this show or any previous shows, visit AmericanaOutdoors.com. Americana Outdoors is a Careco TV production.